How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you guys here with me today. Today is December 13th, 2021. We're going to be talking all about December 14th, 2021. It's going to be a long day given the market here, so bear with me. I think today was straight up not a good time, my dude. That was pretty brutal, now wasn't it? If you are new here, welcome. We're going to talk about supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, EMA lines, volume profile, the stochastic indicator, RSI, and of course our vortex indicator. These 8 things, these 9 things, whatever, I'm good at math, make up our technical analysis plan when it comes to entering and exiting a stock. With that being said, it's all based off of risk versus reward. When it comes to risk versus reward, it's what I weigh most to actually get a good sense of what stocks are best, technically speaking, and of course, then fundamentals come into this. What we talk about in the course that's for free for you, right up here, go ahead and check that out if you'd like to. It's free. When it comes to the course, again, it's risk management, technical analysis, mental analysis, fundamental analysis, rank and trading plan, macro markets, goal setting, and of course, consistency. All those things, though, are based off of technical analysis and risk versus reward. When it comes to risk versus reward, nothing in the market is risk-free, but in the real life, there are some things that are risk-free. I do implore you, when it comes to being risk-free, liking, subscribing, hitting the bell notification is a risk-free way of getting more good content that also can lead to you learning some more things. No risk in that, plenty of reward to be had. I suggest and hope you decide to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you do enjoy what I do to a large extent, a lot of folks love what I do. They're really appreciative. I myself am very appreciative of the community. The Discord, the newsletter, the community is all available in the description box down below. Go check it out. Some great stuff in there. We do 5 morning newsletters, 5 nightly newsletters, early video access. We have a bunch of articles we post, talk about a bunch of great stuff. Come check it out. Today, if you don't recognize this little guy, is Crumpet. He's my smallest cat because my dog came back from the kennel today because she was over there over the weekend, a little doggy spa thing. He likes when she comes back and smells like other dogs, so then he smells her face and she gets pissed off. So he's in here today. Hopefully he's not too in the way. He's much more curious than Gremlin, but that is Crumpet for you. There he goes. Attaboy. Good film and stuff. If you enjoy my picks, yesterday's many are still at value, or because of the market today, they're at rock bottom value. Good stuff. Yesterday's video's up here. Check that out as well. And while I have you, on the screen now is the charting that I'm going to use for my channel. I don't actually want to go in depth and take a bunch of time talking about it. It's on screen. Volume profile is a great tool that I talk about a lot. And if you want to know more about that, one more time, up there again is the free volume profile video. It's a great tool. Go check it out. In the description box, lastly, is all the picks that I have on this channel and all the price targets that I use and all the stop losses and loading zones that I use in the Discord and for my newsletters. Make sure I'm honest. Keep me honest. Anyone you want to talk to on FinTwit and its whole entire realm, if they're not posting what they're talking about, showing results, at least doing something to show some form of transparency, I wouldn't follow them myself. That's why I do it. That's how I do it. A public IRS account is on the way. Some other great stuff as well. With that being said, 8 great picks. Let's hop right into it. Boys and girls of every age, as long as you're over 18, because then it's not illegal, because stock trading is, in fact, only 18. But for all those who are eligible, let's get right into it. First is ALB, Able, Marble. Good start, moron. Really good looking stock here. A fantastic uptrend is forming. I see it because this resistance trend is the same exact as the supporting trend. And we can see it's going up nicely. It's having some nice higher lows and great higher highs. I think old resistances becoming new supports is the main foundation of a lot of these kinds of plays that I like to find. And we can see clearly over here, it held well, nice 8% move. It's coming back down to this area. Am I hopping in quickly? No, I'm not. And again, the reversals, they're a mixed bag, but usually it's like this. They kind of double tap and take off. They consolidate sideways. They kind of take a double take here. They consolidate here. There's no point rushing in. Yeah, it's been around this area for what, 10 days or so? You could be ready to move on this, but I'm looking to buy in at value towards 247, 245 is basically the best price. Let this dip to us. Even here, let's just say we lose a lower low. 4.5%. Again, that's not a great wicking. If you just go with the area, it's 3%. A small move is 2 to 1. A good move is 4 to 1. A full move is almost 7 to 1. Again, this whole channel is based off risk management. I have like 15 picks, and I go off the ones with the best risk management. ALB has great risk versus reward. Risking 3% to make 20 when the market turns around is a great setup in my opinion. ALB has the channel if you want to see. Earnings overreaction came back down. It's all that you want to see for a great pick. Let's check the indicators together. What's so cool about this channel is I actually don't use indicators to scan with or to chart with. As you get better with technical analysis, you're going to find out that your indicators show 4 things and 4 things only. We call it the MTVV system, at the TV channel plus a V. Momentum, trend, volume, volatility. That's it. As you get better, you'll start to see that the technical analysis is the cake and that the indicators are just the icing. So if you are new to technical analysis, you're new to this whole entire thing, watch live what I see. You're going to see the blue line is the 10 EMA, the purple line is the 50, the 200 is the red, RSI, stochastic, and vortex. I'll go through these with you together. Let's check it out together. So first thing I'm looking at off the bat, and again, I've not looked at these before, is that the 200 EMA line is a great support. And when broken, it's a great sign of value. Anytime you're below the 200, it comes back every single time very well, right? It might take months to do it, but again, it does come back every single time. Anywhere below, it's a great value. With that being said, now we have 2 options. Your first is to buy into value below the 200. We have determined that with the technical analysis around $245. Let's check again. You want to buy into value, I think just a bit lower. Give me 1.5, 1.6% off. Anywhere down here is your purchase. Your second option is a crossover. You'll hear me talk about crossovers a lot. That means price crosses over that EMA line. In this case, it's the 200. That shows a short term for the 10, a medium term for the 50, or a long term for the 200 trend reversal. So if the price does cross the 200, that's your best sign of life. And you can see every time it does it, your worst case usually is breaking even. The 50 is the best cross, but it's far away. I'm not going to bother with that. RSI at 35, it's a good value. Negative 50, also a good value. I don't see anywhere for a stochastic divergence. No bearish ones, all lower highs. That's good. But no bullish ones either, just a good value. And of course with our vortex, you can buy when bulls are low or when it crosses over. See when it crossed right here? Great buy signal. It's a bit delayed, all right, a little bit delayed. But of course I think buying low makes sense here. As we can see, bulls often reverse around this spot. ALB is everything you want. I think a 200 cross is fine here. I think buying the value just a bit lower also makes sense. If the macro markets tomorrow, which didn't look good today, they look bad tomorrow, just wait on it. I have other picks that are a bit higher above their buy-in zones. Those will fall right to where you want them. But ALB, I'd watch this for sure. I love what I see. Next is CFX. Again, over the last almost year now, higher lows across the board consistently, higher highs across the board consistently. Love to see that. Colfax Corporation, as of recently, 1, 2, 3. Why'd I point that out? My cat wants to get in. Give me 1 second. So now with 2 cats in here, that's not going to be distracting at all. Is that whenever a trend line makes 3 hits, that's a greater sign of strength. I'll do any one of you idiots, any one of me idiots can draw a trend line from point A, point B, blah, blah, blah. So if a trend line has more than 3 hits, I find it much more valuable and valid than just 2 hits. And we can see CFX has 1, 2, 3, and 4 just held. Great sign of value here. And of course, if it does dip and gets a lower low, 1.6%, I'm not going to love that. But a good move is almost 3-to-1 right here alone. A fine move is almost 8-to-1. A full move is almost a 10-to-1 play. We're getting some green after hours. You love to see that. Right here, great support. POC is gravitational. If it holds here, very low risk, very high reward. Long-term hold can make sense. Or a short-term swing. Both look good here. Let's check the indicators together. My sweet baby angels. A 200 cross is ideal. You can see every time it gets below 200, bounce is great. But as you can see, we're not going to give up 8% to see that. A 10 cross is just fine, though. And I use the word just fine because it's not the greatest thing that ever happened. You know, it's not me, but it's pretty good still. So I think waiting for a 10 cross here, giving what, 2%? Yeah, 2.1% for some life is fine. I would still buy in a value, but that's a fine choice. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. Bulls are low. Could be lower, but that's fine. And bears are high. Could be a bit higher. CFX, if it shows life here, is fantastic. A nice double bottom into a trend line and a support. POC pulls is higher. Again, I think worst case with good risk management here is break even if it shows just a little bit of life. Overall, CFX, I watch list it. I do love what I see. That's a good boy. FRC is next. First Republic Bank, FERC as we call it. Just like ALB, it's a great channel up here. We can see just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the reversals though. They're quick, but they come back. Quick, they come back. So buying that first pullback is a fine choice, but also we can see a lot of melt-ups. A lot of melt-ups. So it does show some life. Yeah, you may miss the bottom, but there's plenty of room for us to run up even higher here. Very consistent. Old resistances became a support. Love to see it. And of course, after hours, not great. You know, it's not showing a bunch of life. But again, if we were to just kind of zoom in, you're risking what? 1%, and just to hit resistance is almost a 4 to 1. A full move is like a 7 to 1. Easy play here. Great low risk, high reward play. That 200 makes it even better because the 200, bounce, bounce, bounce. It's a great bouncing support spot. Wait for a 200 cross. That's fine in my opinion. One thing to note here is that if you go back and check the charting in a second, I'm going to go with my cat stops hitting the buttons, is that the 200 was not touched at all the last like 8 months. But until now, it's been hit like 3 times in like 3 months. You can see it never gets hit. Even over here, doesn't get touched. It's close. But over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're starting to lose this uptrend. So again, I think there may be some argument to be made that a horizontal play will be in the future here. Not necessarily right now, but in the future it is slowing down. So keep that in mind as we look towards that. RSI is at 36, good value. Stochastic has never been lower, bottoming out, fantastic value. Bulls too are low, bears are high. Overall, FRC has some technical analysis pointing us to the direction that's going more horizontal or consolidation here, which is fine. But overall, great bullish setup. I love what I see. FRC, I would definitely watch list into this week. What are my cats doing? They're giving me anxiety. HASI is next. Hannon Armstrong, sustainable ICOM, USD 0.1. Looks good. Great uptrend. An absolute tank. 1, 2, 3. Looking good. It has ascending triangle vibes. It's not a perfect one by any means, but definitely has vibes that whenever bulls bought in at 30, they said, hey, it's fair, and pushed it about 65. Then said, hey, 45 is fair, and then pushed it at 65. And said, hey, 52 is fair, then pushed it at 65. It's definitely not a perfect ascending triangle, but does have those kind of vibes. Higher highs, higher lows across the board. And again, even after hours, it's showing some life. I do want to buy towards 55.30. That's where I can mitigate my risk best at. But we can see clearly, great trend up. POC is a great support, also traditionally great support here. And look, it does take its time. It takes its time. It takes its time. It takes its time to reverse. So rushing in here makes no sense to me. Let it give us some time. Let it consolidate. Maybe we'll see a EMA crossover, but right here, it's a really good value for what I'm seeing. Let's check the indicators. A 200 cross is ideal, right? If you can wait 3% and give that up, that's fine. That puts it at about a 3 to 1 play. If you buy in here, with the risk being towards a 200, risk 1 or 2%, it's very viable to buy in there. Not my cup of tea, but the 200 EMA cross line makes a lot of sense here. 41's a good RSI. Stochastic is good, negative 46. Bulls and bears are consolidating. That makes sense because you look since that gap down, the first candle, we've gone about a difference of 0.7% in almost 2 weeks. It's definitely consolidating. Most of our big moves on this time frame, the 360-day 4-hour, come after consolidation. We're seeing consolidation in a support spot. Usually for breakouts, you want to see consolidation towards the resistance, but in this case, it's forming a support. You want to see that. HASI, I definitely watch listed. Next is HFC, Holly Frontier Corporation. Almost same exact setup, right? It's very similar. I'm guessing they're probably in the same sector, but this is a good lesson for you that HASI, if it comes down, breaks down. But if tomorrow's a red day, HFC will fall right to where we want it in a good value. Very strong support. POC's gravitation pulls us up, even just hitting at 6%. Right here, again, we're risking 3% to make hopefully 3 to 1, and a full move being close to a 5 to 1. Great risk versus reward. Again, ascending triangle vibes. I'm leaning more towards a horizontal triangle for this one. It has those kind of vibes for sure, but overall a very bullish setup nonetheless. Let's check the indicators together. Again, all three are stacked above it. Here's what's important to know about this one. What's the 200 EMA line doing? It's going sideways. With the 200 EMA line going sideways so well, I'm going to put more emphasis for this play at this moment, because every moment's unique, but for this play, more emphasis into the support play. What do I mean? because the 200 is going sideways. Again, since the last month and a half, the 200's moved about 0.59%, almost a month and a half. I'll put more emphasis into this white line over the trend line. The support play for me is going to be closer to 2.18% lower. So if the 200 EMA line was pointed upwards, like even at an angle like 4 or 5%, or not a lot, I put a lot of emphasis into that trend line that we have. But because it's going sideways, the 200, my most weighted EMA line, is going sideways. I'm putting more emphasis into the old resistance becoming a support at around $31. Now, of course, 32 right here is also a very strong support, right? I just think this is a better one. So I'm going off a support play here. It's fair, it's fair, it's fair. That makes sense. We're consolidating. HFC's indicators point to consolidation. I think the continued movement here sideways also shows consolidation. We have a really big possibility for a breakout here. Not putting all my eggs in one basket, but overall it looks like a great play here. HFC, I'm definitely watchlisted. Next is KOPN. We've called this multiple times, and I'm calling it again. I called it right here like an absolute gem. That was a great play. And I'm back again to double dip because that's what I do. Fantastic old support area. Now again, it's important to note, and this is like a thing with AMC as well, there's not a lot of volume at all from $2.75 to $4. There's not a lot of volume in this area at all. If it breaks down here, it's going to break down hard. Look at the volume profile. If this gap, this is all new for you guys. You can see my price targets because I'm not doing it. If it breaks down, it's going to see $3 or $2.50 extremely quickly. It's going to drop very quickly. AMC is the same way. This is a lesson for you. If AMC breaks here, which it doesn't look good, not throwing shade, it's going to come to 15 relatively quickly. So we need to have a great stop loss for this one. If this bad boy does dip, it's going to come down hard. But this wedge down is evident. The support area, for what it is the strongest we're going to have on this time frame. It looks good to me. Let's check the indicators. If the 200 is pointed down, I'm going to go off that trend line. We can see the 200 is doing what? It's definitely going down. The 200 recently has been pointed down. So the support's fine. But because the 200 is pointed down, I'm going off of this trend line. We are right there. Again, we're risking what? It's going to be a fat chunk. Like what, 10% maybe? 5. I'm good at math. 5%. But a full move is about 40. 8 to 1 looks pretty good here. RSI's low, stochastic low, bulls are low, bears are high. I don't like catching falling knives. If I remember correctly, KOPN is only worth like $500 million. It's not a big company, if not less. This is a very small micro cap that has very predictable price action, which I do like, but you have to have risk management as your laser focus. If you think you're just going to YOLO into this one and make a bunch of money off of calls, you're wrong. Well, you could be right, but the fundamentals would not be right. You're right. You could be wrong and still be correct and make money. It's just reinforcing bad habits. KOPN here, great pick. If you have good risk management, I'd watch it for sure. Next is TRMB. Isn't that right, buddy? Yes, it is. A great horizontal wedge. We can see the resistances. Lower highs that line up very well. Our supporting trend lines. Higher lows that line up very well, minus this stupid candle right here. Across the board, very solid. Old resistance area. Again, from like 80 to 81. Anywhere in here. Old resistance area becoming a support. Can we get it in lower? Sure, I'm not going to buy here. I'm not going to risk 4% to make 4%. That's stupid. But if you do get towards $84 down here, hey, you risk what? 1.7 to make about 6. That's where our bread and butter is. So if tomorrow's a green day, KOPN, CFX, ALB, all those are fine. If tomorrow's a red day, I'll go to TRMB for a good buy-in a bit lower. Let our stocks come to us. There's always more green plays, right? There's always more plays to be had. Don't rush in if you're not comfortable. So TRMB, great old support here. Great trend, great breakout potential. It does this a lot, right? You can see historically just a bunch of great patterns here. Great channel up. It broke out there. You have ourselves, my cat loves my hand. Great wedge here. It broke out. And again, we're forming another one right here. You love to see it. That's a good boy. When it comes to our indicators, we can see a 10, 50, 200 cross. All are right here. All three are right here. You break above that tomorrow, you can definitely go along. So, I'm not a big fan of crossover plays unless they're super clear. Then giving a 1% and then holding over this is a great way of buying in. Having all three be support, you'll get like 3 golden crosses there. That'd be fantastic. RSI, it's fair. Stochastic, it's low. It's also very consistent. This is a great sign of stochastic health when it lines up perfectly like this. If that does hold tomorrow, that's a great sign. And then bulls and bears are both high, so if selling stops, it should be a great play. Overall, TRMB does have that great crossover play potential. It also does have a great value purchase both ways. A rare play on this channel that can go both ways, higher or lower, and have good buy-ins. I'd watch macro markets, watch VIX. If VIX under 20, you probably play this one for a good momentum. If VIX is over 20, I'd go for value. But overall, TRMB, I love what I see. And lastly is VIVO Mediterranean Bioscience Inc. because I'm a god of spelling. A great looking horizontal wedge forming. Look at that. Higher low. Higher low. Higher low. Higher low across the board. Even if you don't believe this trend line, this support line is unequivocally there. It's like POAI. My friends over at Transparent Traders Black Box. Unequivocally, the support's strong. I've called this before, but that's also a great play. But VIVO is right there. This is a great lower highs across the board, right where you want it. POC pulls us higher. Overall, great support play, great trend line play. We're risking what? 3 or 4% to make what? 18? 4 to 1 with a breakout could be even better. I just love what I see here. When it comes to our indicators, oh, it's bath time, isn't it? That's a good point. When it comes to indicators, a 10 cross is fine, too far away. Same with the 50 and 200. All three are too far away. I'm putting no weight in the EMA lines here. If they do cross over, that's great. Only thing I'm taking away is this. Here's a resistance trend. Here's a supporting trend. The 200's directly in the middle going sideways. This just further shows consolidation. It further shows that we do in fact have a triangle here. Furthering my thesis, this is a great horizontal triangle consolidation play. So when the 200's in the middle like this and going sideways, that further reinforces consolidation. If you didn't know that, it's a great tip for you. RSI, it's low, stochastic, dummy low, bulls low, bears high. Sorry, bears low, bulls low, bears high. My cat's all in my hand freaking me out and giving me anxiety because he wants to touch all the buttons. But VIV overall is a fantastic pick. I love what I see. I'll definitely watch this in tomorrow. There you guys have it. I do appreciate you guys sticking through the whole entire episode to be here. It means a lot to me. Otherwise, have a good rest of your guys' week. We'll see you guys next time. I didn't realize how the cat's legs are just in my shot here. Oh, it's a good boy. Oh, good stretch. Oh, it does stretchies. Oh, it does stretchies from the boy. Well, we appreciate y'all being here. We'll see you guys next time for another episode. It'll be tomorrow. Otherwise, have a good rest of your guys' day. We'll see them tomorrow, won't we? Yes, we will. I left you out of here today, and you got angry at me. Oh, jeez. He's on the move. Get up. There you go. Oh, there you go. Good boy. Have a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tagging my